A violent crash broke out between the supporters of BJP MLA Gopi Chand and NCP Sharad Pawar Group MLA Jitendra Awar in the lobby of the Maharashtra Legislative Assembly. Workers of NCP SP leader and BJP leader clashed at Vidhan Bhavan. The two leaders have been facing differences for the past few days, and now the altercation reached to another level where the workers exchanged blows inside the Vidhan Bhavan premises. This comes days after the verbal spat between the two leaders. Take a look at the reactions coming in.
घटना घडणं हे बिलकुल योग्य नाही. या ठिकाणी माननीय अध्यक्ष विधानसभा आणि माननीय सभापती विधान परिषद यांच्या अंतर्गत हा सगळा परिसर येतो. त्यामुळे माननीय अध्यक्षांनी आणि सभापतींनी याची गंभीर दखल घ्यावी आणि या संदर्भात जी काही कडक कारवाई आहे ती कडक कारवाई माननीय अध्यक्षांनी करावी अशा प्रकारची विनंती मी त्यांच्याकडे केलेली आहे.
मारामारी आणि आमदारांना धक्काबुक्की ही गुंडागर्दी आता विधान भवनापर्यंत पोहोचली असेल तर मग हे फार अवघड आहे. ताबडतोबीने गृहमंत्र्यांनी आणि मुख्यमंत्र्यांनी सगळे विषय सोडून या गुंडांवरती आणि त्या गुंडांच्या पोशिंद्यांवरती कडक कारवाई केलीच पाहिजे. तर आणि तरच तुम्ही या राज्याचे पालक मुख्यमंत्री म्हणून जनतेला तोंड दाखवायच्या पात्रतेचे आहात असंच मी म्हणेन. त्याच्यामध्ये मग त्यांना पास कोणी दिले इथपासून त्यांची जबाबदारी आणि त्यांच्या पोशिंद्यांवरती कारवाई झाली पाहिजे. जर लोकप्रतिनिधींना अशा पद्धतीने मारहाण होत असेल किंवा धक्काबुक्की होत असेल आणि विशेष म्हणजे गुंड आत आणण्यापर्यंत पाळी जात असेल तर मग शेवटी विधान भवनाचं महत्व राहिलं काय.
आज जो घटना विधान भवन के कंपाउंड के अंदर हुई है बहुत ही दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है और इस विषय की पूरी जांच करके इस विषय का अहवाल मैंने मंगाया है. वह प्राप्त होते ही इस विषय की आगे की कार्रवाई की घोषणा मैं विधानसभा में करूंगा.
बोलना चाहता हूं, मुझे कुछ बयान देना नहीं है. अगर मकोका के आरोपी आके अंदर बैठने वाले हैं और मुझे मारने की प्लानिंग फंस गने के बाद अगर मेरे कार्यकर्ताओं को मारने वाले हैं तो इससे बड़ी गंदी हरकत क्या हो सकती है. मकोका के आरोपी अगर अंदर आ सकते हैं, मारने की प्लानिंग कर सकते हैं. मैं पिछले 3 दिनों से देख रहा था कि यही लोग मुझे गुरगुर के देख रहे थे. चलता है तो, लेकिन ये तो सब सीमाएं पार करके ये सब हो रहा है.
Hooliganism, especially the VIP hooliganism that we've been tracking very closely for the last couple of weeks, in a way has reached its peak because it's literally reached the corridors of Vidhan Bhavan. Now, as Jitendra Awar said, this is not a one-off incident, or it's not something that has happened out of nowhere, because we've seen tension build up between the two factions for the last 3 to 4 days, where statements were being followed or were being exchanged between the two leaders and mostly the workers of both of these parties. Today in Vidhan Bhavan compound, where it's an extremely high protected area with multiple security guards deployed there, and the entry inside Vidhan Bhavan is also very checked, right? Because one thing that Devendra Fadnavis has really tried to do is to minimize the presence of people in Vidhan Bhavan and Mantralay. So a lot of focus has been on how only those who are needed to be there are present there, and in all of this, such kind of incident unfolded today. Gopinath Padalkar, who is a MLA from the BJP, had been, making controversial comments about NCP and about the Pawar family for quite some time, and that has also added to fuel to the fire and has increased the tension between the two parties in this particular case. However, this raises, as opposition has been doing it claims that it raises questions about the safety of MLAs, which is a reflection of the state here in Maharashtra. Because we've seen in the last 1 week or so, attacks have happened not just in different parts of Mumbai city, but all across the state, where people, office bearers of different parties and people at some important positions in social societies have also been attacked in broad daylight. So, it raises a lot of questions about the credibility of the Home Minister Devendra Fadnavis, who has been giving stern warnings right from MNS workers to people who attacked the Sambhaji Brigade state president as well. And in this case now, which is the latest addition to the list. But what is the stern action that is going to follow those heavy words is something that everyone is looking forward to.
And more news coming in from Maharashtra, where UBT Chief Uddhav Thackeray met Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis in the chamber of Vidhan Parishad under the leadership of Chairman Ram Shinde in Vidhan Bhavan. Now, Uddhav Thackeray met Devendra Fadnavis to demand to be made the opposition leader. But speculation are rife that if both the leaders talked about any possible alliance that they can form. Remember, this comes after a cheeky conversation in Maharashtra Assembly yesterday, where Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis invited Uddhav Thackeray to join the alliance and the ruling government of the Mahayuti in Maharashtra, as the Chief Minister said that Mahayuti is not going anywhere till 2029. But what exactly happened and what were the talks that unfolded in the chambers? Take a look at what my colleague Abhishek has to say.
There were two important issues that were discussed. First, foremost was of the leader of opposition, the lower house, that is Legislative Assembly. Since the formation of Mahayuti government, this is the second consecutive session of Maharashtra Assembly, but the lower house doesn't have a leader of opposition. Despite giving a name of Bhaskar Jadhav from Shiv Sena of UBT, along with consensus of Mahavikas Aghadi, Speaker has not decided on it till now. That was one of the points that was raised before Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis by Uddhav Thackeray himself, to which Fadnavis has replied that it's sole prerogative of the Speaker to decide on it. I won't be able to take it further. One thing. And second more important thing is the book that was presented by Uddhav Thackeray. You remember yesterday while speaking to one private channel, Devendra Fadnavis has clearly pointed out that he will be implementing 3-language formula in the state after the committee submits its report. And that's where he said that surely it will be implemented, and that's the reason we could make out that this book was presented, why Hindi should not be imposed. It's a collection of articles by different editors which was presented to Devendra Fadnavis by Uddhav Thackeray himself. But this is something, the buzz around is yesterday when Uddhav Thackeray, when CM Devendra Fadnavis has directly given an offer in the assembly while Uddhav Thackeray was sitting in front of him, that making a point that I will not be able to join opposition till 2029 to you, but you can switch over. Think about it. We will make the necessary arrangement. Though it was on a lighter note, but a political statement. The question arises here, this closeness between the two top leaders, will it materialize them, the two parties again coming back into alliance, is something that we will have to wait and watch out for. But elections are around the corners, local body polls, the BMC polls, and looking at the unpredictable politics of Maharashtra, nothing can be said at this given point of time. But there are a lot of speculations that two parties might come together. But the one who faces the discomfort at this given point of time is Mr. Shinde. And how will he react to this development is something that we will have to wait and watch out for.
Shifting our focus to the Air India 171 crash, where afterwards the report by the Wall Street Journal has highlighted that one of the pilots has cut off the fuel switch, and that's why the crash took place. But the AAIB has come forward. The AI crash investigators have appealed the foreign media do not speculate over anything and wait for the final report to come out. The AAIB has also said that the Wall Street Journal report is irresponsible and unverified claims have been mentioned in the report. Take a look at what my colleague Shivarur has to say about it.
Let me now show you what the Wall Street Journal has reported that has created this entire wave of outrage. These are details that they've reported of that crucial cockpit conversation, which was left completely ambiguous in the preliminary probe report. The Wall Street Journal quotes unnamed officials as saying that it was co-pilot Clive Kundar who asked Captain Sumit Sabharwal why the latter had moved the switches to the cutoff position. The report says that co-pilot Kundar expressed surprise and panic in the cockpit, but that Captain Sabharwal remained completely calm. The report says Kundar was the pilot flying, so his hands were on the stick. Sabharwal was the pilot monitoring, so his hands were free. The insinuation is that his hands were free to move those switches to the cutoff position. The Wall Street Journal report also says that criminal authorities should review the matter as a potential crime rather than a safety mishap. The Indian government has called this news break one-sided, and as we now know, the AAIB has put out a detailed statement calling everything that the Wall Street Journal has reported as one-sided, unverified and irresponsible. Now let me tell you what the Indian Express newspaper here in India has reported this morning, because this adds a completely different angle to what has been pushed so far by the Western media in terms of pilot suicide. This is a front page report which talks about how the probe is looking at the possible uncommanded transition of the fuel control switches. In other words, not pilot action, but uncommanded, some kind of mechanical failure which made those switches move by themselves. An electrical snag was logged hours before the AI-171 flight on that very same aircraft. This was not known before it was reported in this newspaper. Number two, the defect was logged in stabilizer position transducer. That is a sensor in the tail of the plane, the slag in the sensor that controls the aircraft's pitch, that it's the nose up-down movement. The snag can trigger incorrect flight control responses. It can even trigger unintended fuel cutoff signals, according to this Indian Express report. 2 recent electrical snags led to flight cancellations of this very aircraft, AI Flight 171. One recent electrical snag was a false fuel system warning, and before that, there was another one as well. This is only to say that snags and electrical faults have been recorded on this aircraft.
And shifting our focus to West Bengal, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be visiting Durgapur and inaugurating several key projects. But before that visit, the Prime Minister has opened attack on the Mamata Banerjee government. The Prime Minister said, and I quote, West Bengal is suffering due to TMC misrule. People are seeing the BJP with hope and are convinced that only the BJP can deliver on development. Take a look at what my colleague Shreyoshi had to say.
Well, of course, a very important political day in West Bengal tomorrow. The Prime Minister has come back for a rally in Durgapur. In the month of May, he had addressed a public gathering in Alipurduar, where he had, of course, also spoken about Operation Sindoor, but that is now at the back. And now he will be here in West Bengal tomorrow. And as his tweet indicates, he's likely to, take on the Trinamool Congress, and especially given the scams and the latest stage of incidents of women's safety and security. There has been reports of at least 2 rapes after that here in the city of Kolkata, which is under investigation. So the Prime Minister coming in at that time is politically significant, as West Bengal will be going into elections early next year, and both the TMC and the BJP are locked in a fierce political battle already here in the state.
Shifting our focus to Assam, where Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma has accused Congress leader Rahul Gandhi of encouraging encroachers and emboldening them with his words to attack security forces in Golpara, leading to the death of one illegal settler in retaliatory police firing. Assam Chief Minister said that the violent incident in the forest a day after Mr. Gandhi's visit is the disastrous legacy of the Congress leader, claiming that his irresponsible rhetoric has endangered lives and peace in the state. Eviction drive in Assam's Golpara turned violent, with one person dying in police firing and several others injured during a clash between police, forest personnel and evicted people in Assam's Muslim-dominated Golpara district on Thursday morning. The incident occurred near the Meghalaya border, and according to officials, a joint team from the Corps and the Forest Department had launched an eviction operation in the area when violence broke out. Take a look at Assam Chief Minister's reaction towards this story, and my colleague Ratnadeep Chaudhary joins me for more.
He did not realize that in the forest land people cannot be rehabilitated, but he has clearly said that you will be rehabilitated in the same place and you will be provided house, etc. Because of those kind of speeches, people get encouraged, and today morning the evicted people who were already evicted, they started throwing stone and they also started beating police with the sticks and various other weapons. Police will definitely also go through the speeches made by Rahul Gandhi and Mallikarjun Kharge, and if we see that there are elements which will invite panel action, police will not hesitate to take action against Rahul Gandhi and Mallikarjun Kharge.
That's right. In fact, Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma a short while back has made a very significant comment when he said that the violent clashes that took place between alleged encroachers in Gwalpara district and the police, in which 21 police personnel got injured, and one encroacher also died in police firing, while 2 others are injured in police firing. Himanta Biswa Sharma said that yesterday when Rahul Gandhi came to Assam in Chaigaon, in his rally, he had actually spoken about the evictions and had said that if Congress comes to power, then these lands, these people will be resettled. So this has acted as a provocation for this kind of an attack. That's the allegation, that's the charge against Rahul Gandhi that Himanta Biswa Sharma has made, and he has categorically added that police is going to investigate the speeches made by Rahul Gandhi and Mallikarjun Kharge, and if they find anything provocative and where penal action can be taken, then police will not hesitate to take action. So this is a very strong statement from Assam Chief Minister, where he also, remember, attacked Rahul Gandhi over his comment that Assam Chief Minister will be sent to jail. Remember, yesterday in the public meeting in Chaigaon, Rahul Gandhi had said that Assam Chief Minister will be sent to jail, where Himanta Biswa Sharma today hit out saying that many jails are waiting for the Gandhis. He said that Rahul Gandhi has several cases against him on which he's out on bail, and he said that he's rather wondering when Rahul Gandhi will be behind the bar. So therefore now the war of words between Rahul Gandhi and Himanta Biswa Sharma heating up, and this is perhaps going to form and be part of the main political narrative as Assam moves towards polls early next year.
A celebration turned deadly. The June 4 Stampede at Bengaluru's Chinnaswamy Stadium left 11 dead and several injured. As the blame game intensifies, a state report has flagged serious lapses by the corps, event organizers and the RCB franchise, but gave clean chit to the Karnataka government. Take a look at this report.
Cheers, chaos, deaths. A report and a blame game. On June 4th, 2025, Chinnaswamy Stadium fell silent after a fan frenzy turned into a stampede, claiming 11 lives, leaving several injured. But soon, the tragedy turned into a show of blame game. A state report submitted to the Karnataka High Court has accused the Royal Challengers Bengaluru, Karnataka State Cricket Association and the event management company DNA Networks for the stampede, stating mismanagement on the part of all of them. Meanwhile, in court, the Karnataka government has thrown the police under the bus. Police was merely informed about parade. No due permission was taken for victory parade. Measures by cops were taken without approvals. Cops worked as if they are RCB servants. Stadium event promoted on social media. Safety measures ignored by organizers. Questions raised, fingers pointed at. The Siddaramaiah government continues to dodge the question about who is responsible for this tragedy.
See, this is not a blame game here. If there is some lacuna or if there has been some mishandling of the situation, who is responsible, we have to take action. That's why the commission has been appointed. See what the report says. Based upon that, the cabinet will take a further decision.
But the BJP has questioned how the state government has pinned the blame on everyone but themselves.
If there was an intimation by RCB that they are going to hold a celebration function in Chinnaswamy Stadium, and if government did not want that to happen, they should have refused the permission. Instead of that, in order to take the credit of the victory, Deputy Chief Minister and Chief Minister themselves have gone ahead and requested people to come. At this juncture, putting the blame on a great cricket player like Virat Kohli or RCB is wrong.
While the Judicial Commission's report on the Bengaluru Stampede has been placed before the Cabinet, it remains to be seen what further measures will be taken by the government based on the findings and recommendations.
And now YSRCP chief and former Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Jagan Mohan Reddy's English first pitch has sparked a language debate in Andhra. In a politically charged statement, Jagan Mohan Reddy urged people to stop debating Hindi and instead focus on mastering English. A language, he says, is non-negotiable for future global success. But this sparked a major row. Let's take a look at the reactions coming in.
It is a national language. What is there to pitch? See, today, English is the global language. Anybody, until and unless these government schools change, and until and unless the poor studying in these government schools learn to speak fluent English, they can never be competitive. So the medium of language should be English. Yes, once the medium is established as English, you can have language 1, language 2, language 3, depending on the choice of the children. Maybe a language 2, if there is an option, one can always pick Hindi. There's nothing wrong in it. In fact, my first language was Hindi.
And now look at these visuals coming in from Tamil Nadu, where a woman lies on the road to block Congress MP Shashikant Senthil's car to complain about the village council president.